Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the CTO IATA Caribbean Aviation Day Closing Press Conference. I'm Donna Bush. Welcome to you again. First, we'd like to call in Mr. Peter Serta, the Regional Vice President for the Americas IATA. I have to mention up front that Mr. Serta has to leave early for a flight, so he will take your questions immediately following his remarks. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. And I don't have the leverage to be able to delay flights. You'll have to excuse me that I'll have to depart. But first of all, good morning, good afternoon to everyone. I wish to, first of all, extend my sincerest thanks to the Caribbean Tourism Organization and obviously the government of Cayman for being gracious hosts during these past few days. Certainly, I leave with a heavy heart that I have to leave today and I'll stay a few more days because of the great hospitality that has been offered. Certainly, without the partnership of these organizations and the government, certainly these type of events are never successful. And I do believe, certainly over the last day, we have had a very successful, productive day with our government and industry partners. And with that, I do want to provide a recap of the outcomes of yesterday with a few remarks, and then I will be very happy to answer some questions. Across the Caribbean, tourism and aviation, as you know, are independent to a very high degree. The one cannot exist without the other. Prior to the pandemic, we jointly contributed 13.9% of GDP and 15.2% of all jobs in the region. And as our sector is recovering from the effects of COVID-19, we would like to regain and even surpass this level. It's our expectation that the region and the industry continue to grow in a very proactive manner in the years to come. But in order to achieve the ambitious goals that we do have, we need to work jointly across the entire value chain. And those of you that were at our conference yesterday, you could see the very highly debated conversations that we had. We fully need to reestablish the connectivity that to, from, and within. That's the number one priority that we have as an industry. We need to improve intra-regional connectivity, which was a major discussion yesterday as a key factor in supporting the expansion of multi-destination tourism, but also the importance of being able to move the social and economic reasons within the Caribbean community. We need to be able to provide a seamless travel experience by eliminating the antiquated policies which are slowing down not only airline operations, but making the travel experience for passengers much less convenient than it should be. And we need to become much more cost competitive in the operating environment. And also we spoke extensively about lowering taxes and fees. I made it very clear the industry is not asking for handouts, nor do we expect infrastructure to be paid by itself. But what we are looking for is for a competitive environment in a transparent and equitable manner. Some facts: the WTTC forecasts that between this year and next year, 2023, the Caribbean can experience a 6.7% increase in travel and tourism GDP, as long as the right policies and frameworks are put into place. From an aviation standpoint, we are ready to play our part. We want to be contributor. We want to be part of the recovery. We want to be a catalyst and a strong strategic partner of the governments within the Caribbean. Why? Because it is necessary for social and economic well-being and recovery of the Caribbean. And with that, I will say thank you once again. I am open for questions and happily, hopefully I'll be able to answer them. Yes?
Thank you so much. My name is Janet Silvera. I'm with the Gleaner newspaper in Jamaica. Coming out of the conversations that you had yesterday, then, because this is a conversation that has been happening for years, where you're asking for the taxes to be reduced. Are you hopeful that something could be reached in relation to your ask?
I am very hopeful that it will take place. I am very hopeful that we will see more, let's say, taxation imposed on the industry which meets or abides by global standards or in terms of percentage. If you were in my session, I did ask all the states that were represented, would they sit down and begin to discuss the possibility of reducing the taxes. The 5 participants by representatives of their countries all stated yes. So my expectation with my team is that we will sit down with the Caribbean countries individually to see how we can obtain a win-win for the government and its people and for the industry to further expand connectivity in the region. But we do have to bring down the levels of taxation that we have right now, which far exceed the global average.
Jürgen Steinmetz with Etober News. I'm wondering, Caribbean, with many major U.S. airlines playing probably the most dominant role in arrival, but also many small carriers and national carriers. Yesterday we heard from the minister from Bahamas saying, so if we don't get the tourists, we go and get them because we have a national airline. And then connectivity within the islands through some regional carriers. How could this be better coordinated, that small carriers have a better link to the big carriers in cooperating and building a real infrastructure of a network here in the Caribbean and from and to the Caribbean?
That's a lot of questions.
Yes.
Yeah,
You get 2 hours.
I think one thing is clear, this stigma that we don't have Caribbean carriers in the region, we need to get over that. We do have Caribbean